he talks about 4 phases. And the first phase is the seed. This is where you collect as many ideas as you can. You open up your attention to the world, let inspiration and the world around you collect seeds that you can later plant. The job here is not to judge the ideas or think too much about them, just to collect them so you can reflect on them later. So this is where you experience the world. This is where you go out, feel the feelings of awe, you feel the feelings of inspiration. This is where you go to collect the seeds. Step 2 is experimentation. This is where you play with some of the high-level potential seeds, exploring in them whatever ways you can imagine so that you can start seeing which ones have the most potential. So once you've collected all the seeds, this is where you plant some of them and you see which has the most potential. Then step 3 is crafting. This is the phase where you have to ideate, experiment freely, and have a clear sense of direction here. You may start to find yourself rotating back to the experimentation phase and you begin to refine your ideas more. So this is kind of the oscillation between experimentation and crafting. So you're starting to take shape, you're starting to mold it, you go back to experimenting again, you go back to crafting. I think this is the most fun stage for an artist. And then the final stage is completion. This is the final phase of your work, one that's supported by a deadline and helps bring your art to the world. It's really easy to get excited and spend your entire life collecting seeds of inspiration. Then moving into experimentation and crafting, I think it's really hard for a lot of people because this is where frustration occurs, roadblocks, creativity blocks. And then the hardest part, I believe, is completion.
It's a beautiful framework. It's the first time I've seen creativity mapped out in that type of roadmap.
Same.
And I think what happens to a lot of people without having a structure or a framework like this to put it through is they get stuck in different parts of this. I know a lot of people that just probably don't have enough seeds, not enough clues, not enough starting points of ideas. I know a lot of other people that have way too many seeds. And they never actually do anything with those seeds. Then you go into experimentation. This can also be a really scary part for people because they sit there and they get confused by how that seed's meant to grow, not knowing how to validate whether the seed's flourishing in its truest essence. And I think that was the biggest thing that I got from this book is that when you look at the seeds, the intention there needs to be is this in alignment with the true essence of the art that you're trying to create? Whereas I used to get lost in terms of like, is this going to work? Are people going to like it? Can I actually execute on it? All these different thoughts that probably aren't helpful to the actual true essence of the art.